Welcome to Blueprints. You get it? It's a pun on blueprints, because we're exploring a thing that would be... whatever, you get the idea. So, this is a game that, first of all, a friend bought for me, so I'm giving it a demo here. Mondays are going to be when I try out new games, as a general rule, unless I am that consumed with the main game that I'm playing, or if I feel like I don't really have anything worth trying out on stream. But this game was pitched to me as sort of a roguelike Myst type of game. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, that does not work. That is so not going to work. But on the other hand, I am curious because I do enjoy a good roguelike and I do enjoy Myst. So perhaps it will prove to actually be quite good. And at bare minimum, I'm certainly hoping that it does the main thing that Myst is supposed to do, which is to really test my puzzle brain a little bit, right? That's what I expect out of these kinds of games. And for me to eventually go, oh my god, I missed something monstrously obvious, didn't I? Because I was too busy testing all the weird shit. So we'll see how that works so far. In the future here, as we get to playing. Bit of a cel-shaded kind of look to this, which... well, I guess you can't emulate the other game too much, and that might take a lot more work to actually do, so... whatever, I'm not complaining. It's an interesting choice. It definitely looks significantly less like Myst than I guess I would have expected, but I don't 100% know what this game looks like. I've seen kind of split opinions on it, which, to be fair, I expect that nowadays adventure games are very much considered to be a thing that is only for a select, you know, relatively thin audience, comparatively speaking. If only because they've become increasingly rare as there's more of a turn towards action games, and especially action games that are significantly more intense. Anyway, let's go, everybody. Let's start a new game. I didn't click on the settings because, to be perfectly honest with you, I always feel that a game's settings as it's packaged, they should be good enough. And if they're not, then I'll dig into it. And then I will see about it later. Bro, you're a bot. Get the fuck out. Bro is like, hey, I love the gameplay as I'm on the main menu. Motherfucker, at least try. I kind of hate the fact sometimes that I can only attract an audience of machines, but I suppose that it cannot be helped. I'm not necessarily offering an unusual service. But on the other hand, how many streamers actually are, right? I hate the internet. Anyway. I think just everything makes me unhappy. Oh well, maybe one day I'll get over it.
I, Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament.
Oh, it has voice acting.
And hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me.
I guess I just frequently do not expect indie games to have voice acting, and obviously this is an independent game, as you saw. Raw Fury was involved, so it's a real game, unlike Clair Obscur. Is it still okay to say that? Like, is that still a bit, or are people like trying to soothe the fire a little bit there, or whatever? Put out the fire, rather. I've never really been sold on Clair Obscur, and I apologize to anyone who's a fan, but I mean, I guess I won't get into my opinions for the time being because they're a little mean on that one, but
the location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover recover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993.
Oh, hey, 1993, just like when Myst came out.
Sinclair.
Was that 18th of March? I want to take a look. No, Myst came out on September 24th, 1990. I was curious if that was like a conscious reference to the date. But also a room in the mansion that nobody knows about. That seems a little bit like nonsense. But perhaps that's just me. Hello, Irene. By the way, congratulations on making affiliate. I did see that. And also thank you for posting the Star Fox 64 control scheme. I don't really need it right now because the odds of me going back to the Quest 64 recomp at the moment are not particularly high until there gets to be new updates for it, which it sounds like they're going to add randomizer functionality and some other stuff to it. So that could potentially be quite interesting and or useful. Maybe it'll be a new way to actually do stuff with the randomizer. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess. But yeah, anyway. Hey, Tav, you told me you were feeling bad because of health, but anyway, that's okay. Simon, welcome to Mount Holly. You may not remember, but I have fond memories of your many visits here as a young boy, and I hope these rooms provide you with as much amusement as it did in those lost summer days. Oh, that's fun and also horrible. By the time you read this, I will assume you are fully aware of my last wishes and all the details of the bequest. Please do not mistake my intentions in giving you this challenge as a lack of confidence. I assure you nothing could have been further from my mind when I chose you as my heir. With that said, there are a few ground rules of this commission covered in the fine print of my will that I feel I should bring to your attention. No tools or items may be brought onto the estate from the outside. Tools and items found on the estate may not be taken off the estate. You may not stay overnight. Don't write it in all caps if you don't want me to read it louder. Anyway, I don't suspect that any of these stipulations should prove an impediment for someone as resourceful as yourself, but it is very important to me that you start fresh each morning and not rely on the successes of the previous day. Could it be that you're shuffling things around between the nights? One final word of advice. Do not assume the rooms you find today will be the same rooms you find tomorrow. Yes, exactly. So, yes, I just assume that anytime you send me a letter, it's just literally you yelling at me. These grounds have provided me a home for the last half-century, and even I am uncertain of which room lies beyond any particular door. Your grandmother used to say, don't go where the path leads, abandon the path to go where you want it to lead. With all of my love and wishes, best of luck, Herbert S. Sinclair. Herbert. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. See? Okay, so we get to take a look at these blueprint charts here. Oh, wow. They give him like a whole bunch of logo stuff there. There's a lot that went into doing all of the like visual design for a lot of this so far, I feel like. But also the way that they give you like logos for the items. All I can think of is just every other game that does stuff like that. Okay, so this has a... Okay, well, I can't just go straight forward, I guess. Can I... Oh, I have to... Once I click a door, I have to make a choice. Okay, let's do this. Played 60 hours and 100 plus in-game days so far. The missed comparison is appropriate, except much more... Yes, that I suspect to be fair, because most missed games are not long. At least, granted, I say that. I've really only played the original and Riven. So, saying that is not necessarily going to be the most accurate, but they are a bit short. Meanwhile, something like this you could probably get lost in for a reasonable length of time. What do we got? Oh, I thought that almost like flung off to the fireplace, and I was about to say, wow, look at this Butterfingers goofball. But nope. We managed to collect this one gem. Oh boy, I can tell you that there would be quite a lot in a mist-like sort of... You would have to do quite a lot of work to get there, to be fair, so... yeah, let's do this and we get some coins out the deal. Okay, it does pick all those up all at once. Once I saw only one animating, I was like, hold up. Ooh, we got some recovery for picking up that apple. What do we got here? Bridget, please pick up some more fruit before Friday. As we've just been informed, we may have an extra guest exploring the house next week. These steps should be more than enough, so... Spread would be ideal. 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. Should cover expenses, but please bring back any change from the order and leave. Use the coins for a taxi out of here. I mean, how far would that get me? Although I guess it's just gold coins. No specific type of currency there. Unsurprisingly, we cannot jump. Can we? We can run. Well, run, air quotes. We can walk fast. Oh, none of these have a door to the left. That's interesting. So I guess what happens with that? Does it overlap it or something? We found a black silk sleep mask. First time you enter each bedroom with the sleep mask, gain 5 steps. Andy. Probably, anyway. Unless I just decide to not build any bedrooms, I guess. Counts as 2 bedrooms. Bunk room. And gain some things back. Anything in here? Today is a good day because Simon is at camp and he is not as much fun as my friends. I will not have to share my toys, and I will not have to share my room, and I will not have to share my snacks. Oh, that did sort of hash out in a funny way. Having a younger brother is not as much fun as they told me it would be, but today will be a good day because he is at camp. Oh god, big red letters. Herbie is mean and really stupid, and today is a good day because I threw away his airplane. I also had more fun at camp than he has had in his entire life. So that must be That must be Simon, right? Today is a good day because I got my brother in trouble for reading my private journal without my permission and writing mean things in it too. He also threw my model airplane in the bushes outside, but I got it back. And if he does it again, he will not get to go to the park on Friday. And I will make sure he gets no presents for his birthday. There's more writing from Simon. This is very sibling accurate, even if the sibling is Satan. I don't need any presents because I have my brother's book because he won't stop writing about me. And today is a good day because I know he cries when he can't find his book, even though he is older. He is a crybaby. They really are just like Cirrus and Achenar, aren't they? Today is a good day because today my brother returns from college and I get to finally return to him the book I took from him a long time ago. Hopefully you find it as hilarious as I do. I honestly have no idea how we survived sharing a room. All things being said, another way, I would still rather have had a sister. Congrats on the diploma and welcome home, Simon. Well, so I keep hitting the cable at the bottom of my mic and it keeps tipping it over. So if you're hearing like a horrible squeak, that'll be why. So I'm curious if there's anything of importance to these capital letters in these pages, because it's just like if he does not, but I just wanted to withdraw from the book. No need for the extra inputs there. Oh, hey, hamster. Somebody must have... Oh, that's cute. Somebody must have been in here very recently. Ooh. Couple of yellow gemstones. They all count as the same type of gemstone, I guess. So. Anyway, let's take a look at what we've got for options here, and they appear to be kind of not any, so that's okay. Doors in the West Wing are more likely to be locked. Yeah, so I may have... I was going to say, I may just have no more options, but I do have a door open in the den here, so... Not a complete fool, but if I'm still trying to get my footing here with this and hash out what we're dealing with here... Okay, so that requires... But we can get food there. So for now, I'm going to... have a West Wing hall because I want something that has a couple of branching paths. Staff notice. Out of respect for the late Lady Clara Epson, the West Wing will be closed until further notice. While the floor plans associated with this wing have not been removed from the pool. Oh, so I guess on a plot level, they do sort of know a little bit more of what's going on. We ask that staff members refrain from drafting them during this period of mourning. Likewise, any stat may draft... So I guess something about South drafting. We'll probably have the ability to put up a lavatory at some point. Place to piss. Let's get our guest bedroom here and get ourselves a good chunk more steps. Because yes, unsurprisingly, your step count decreases whenever you change rooms, not just whenever you enter a new one, which I was a little bit unsure of. But I guess it does 100% make sense. Maybe I was just expecting that it was like you get 50 and the map gets bigger next time because this is more of like a tutorial playthrough or something, but I digress. Sinclair, just wanted to write you a quick note thanking you for the weekend. I had a thrilling time on the hunt with Lord Evanson, whose peculiar personality somewhat made up for your own absence. I also got to appreciate your new game in the billiard room. It's been ages since I've seen the billiard room in the house. I was beginning to suspect you retired the floor plan. It was well worth the wait, though, and I always enjoy your mathematical puzzles and appreciated that I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play your variation. Hoping your health improves shortly, KL. I hope that's not all of your name, friend. Although I don't know that it's necessarily an issue either way. Somebody left a basketball in here. Unfortunately, we can't pick that up, and I don't know what we would do with the basketball, but it uses a projectile. Unlock the hidden boss fight against Charles Barkley. Nah, it's way too early in the game for that. Yes, so it probably would be a bad idea for us to go back in there because there doesn't seem to be anything else in there. I feel like I gave it a good scrounge, so Chaos Dunk left the... Fuck, you're right. Spread gem in each chapel, you lose money. Okay, so I guess I will make the chapel, even though we have to pay a tithe every time we enter here because reasons. I'm noticing a lot of these chess pieces around, and I'm not sure the exact function of them offhand, if they are indicators or if it's part of a puzzle. It's always a little hard to say for sure. But this nook has a key in it. I guess we'll find out, because I'm not completely confident either yet. There's a lot of elements that look very much like they should be the sort of thing. Like, we get those journal entries and stuff, right? And in the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, this feels like it should be something you see in your average type of adventure game or other similar walkabout type of thing. So we'll find out. A journey noteworthy. As you continue on your adventure, you may want to consider getting something to scribble down your notes and observations. A pad, scrap of paper, or perhaps most fittingly, a journal will prove to be an invaluable tool you will not regret having beside you on your journey. Yeah, so there's the word, like you can see, for example, a case like this with the word beside being in a different font, and my brain is immediately like, do I need to think about that? And I'm not necessarily fully sure yet. But that is the sort of thing that I would hide in a type of puzzle like this. Would be, here's your... This word is slightly different, so focus on it, kind of thing. The door is locked. Well, we'll shove a key in there. And pull up my map. Oh, our room choices suck here, actually. We get a storeroom, which is a dead end, or we can have a commissary that has some items for sale and requires a gem, or an observatory, which gives us +1. I'm not sure exactly what those are, but you know what? I feel like punishing someone a little bit. Let's have an observatory in the middle of the mansion, which, as we all know, is the perfect place for it, right? Where it won't be impeded by anything. Okay, fine. That was a little bit rude, but... Now, you see, if this was missed, this would be a place where you would, like, had to turn the tower around in order to see the puzzle solutions or something. But hey, go back the other way. Thank goodness they don't require you to like turn your mouse cursor around or something, which is what I remember from Myst and the a couple of the puzzles, and that throwing me off a bit. Oh god, the combination lock. The combination lock for the mechanical age. That caused me a bit of issue. Even though I've played through Myst multiple times. Have I played Clue? Yes, but it's been many years. Do I still have... I'm trying to think if I still have, like, any board games of any kind around this house. I mean... I do have at least one board game that I know of, because I bought it last year. I bought a copy of Hero Quest, which I've just always kind of been fascinated by a little bit. I don't have anybody to play a fucking board game with, so what would I want with that? It's just like, hey, yeah, this is a cool thing that I remember. I'm gonna have that on my shelf somewhere. But yes, no, I got the joke. Oh yeah, I had some fun playing Clue when I was younger. I don't know that I was necessarily good at it, but shit, I'm like, do I even have a complete chess set anymore? Tabletop Simulator? If I could get a group of people together to play a board game to do that, maybe that would be a thing I'd do on like Friday streams once in a while or something, but for now... Yeah, I mean, there is that too, is that like... Because then you can play real politics, and by real politics, I mean somebody can threaten to murder you, just like in real world politics. Oh. Sorry, don't talk about that. The Fixed Stars, a stargazer's companion to constellations. I prefer to read about the unfixed stars. Thank you very much, Mr. Richard Witt of Fen Aries Bird and Sons Publishing. Yes, there is that too, but like... I don't know. Anyway, yeah, like, okay, you can flip the table, but at least half of the real world half of the fun of playing Monopoly in reality, when you're like all within range, is trying to figure out how long it's going to take until somebody tries to shank you, right? By the way, this is a bit for anybody who's like concerned. I have never been stabbed while playing Monopoly, or stabbed anyone else for that matter, but I digress. Irene, wonderful. Preface. This book contains a complete starbase, a list of constellations, and the observed effects that accompany the appearance of each one. Oh shit, this would be really helpful if I'm ever doing any mod pack with astral sorcery again. Depending on the number of stars that can be seen in the sky on any given day, different constellations of various sizes may be visible, sometimes more than one on a single day. This book, a solid base for astronomy, will help you easily identify these constellations, impress your friends, and discover the joy of stargazing. North Star, +1 gold. Twins. 2 trunks have been added to the entrance hall. The slice. 3 So basically, is this just like... It's just total number of stars. It's nothing more complicated than that, which is fair. The Southern Cross. Farmer's apple. Apples are extra delicious today. Today, so we don't want that. I think the sale. I get it. Florealis bloom in the sky. Green rooms are more likely to contain special flowers today. I gotcha. Okay, so this is just like the the total. So I guess based on our score up there of our yellow star, that's basically corresponds to what we get as benefits from somewhere. Because I'm not quite sure where we get that +1 gold at just yet. But we'll find out eventually. Now, if this... Okay, so what's... Oh, the parlor is just going to... Oh, I think we're shafted here, basically. This is just going to be our end of the road, isn't it? Because we're not going to have any more entrances. Oh, okay. Shit. That makes sense, actually. I didn't see where we do that at. So... I've got to put it in position, right? Not far enough yet. Oh, because it's blocked by that thing. Duh. Game like punish you if you run out of steps, get stuck or something. I'm assuming that if you get stuck, if you sort of like soft lock, you just have to leave. And then you restart, and it's another run at trying to get your way to the antechamber in the back. Which I assume to be the target for now. So it's kind of like most roguelikes, where it's just... that you do runs until you... Yeah. That you try until you can't get anywhere. And in our case, what do we got here? This box and the white box are both empty. There's a second wind-up key in this room. The statement on the white box is true. So should we assume that the statement on the black box is false? Or perhaps that the blue... box statement is false. I mean... I assume that you understand the very, very basics of that type of thing, right? That you've at least looked askance at, like, Isaac and then barfed everywhere because, well... understandable reasons, but I digress. You watched me stream Dead Estate. And by... well, watched might have been a stretch, but... yeah, I'm being rude again. Dear Herbert, it was a great honor receiving the invitation to dine at your estate with the Oldhams this past Thursday. If I'm being frank, it had been quite a while since we had been seen in decent society, and we were beginning to worry that my wife's wit had lost its charm. Parentheses, I have no delusions that my company is rival to hers. You know what? That's fair. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of that evening discussing our mutual love of games and puzzles, and I had mentioned to you a rather singular parlor game that I had played some years back involving 3 boxes of different colors. You had pressed me to write with the particulars of this game when I found it at the time, and I have included with this letter all the details you will need to share with guests should you be inclined to play this confounding game. Always your friend, M. Lowry, pardon me. There will always be at least one box which displays only true statements. There will always be at least one box which displays only false statements. Only one box has a prize within. The other 2 are always empty. Tons of blood, etc. This one at least doesn't seem to be tons of blood, no. Tav has played like a very small amount of Binding of Isaac, and he was very quickly turned off by an item that was a dead cat. Because that's a personal no-go zone for him, which I find quite understandable. I have strong opinions about Isaac, and that's really more or less a sub-element of those. But I will say this, that I slogged through all of Isaac, unlocking everything, Isaac Rebirth very specifically, back in the day before it started getting DLC. Mostly because I found out how to unlock the Lost, and I was just kind of mad at Edmund McMillen for being, quite frankly, kind of a douchebag. Like, I'm sure that on some level, some of the themes come from, like, a legitimate trauma or something, but on the other hand, people found out how to get the Lost, and he was very, very upset about it. And also, more particularly, I remember a very specific instance with Super Meat Boy. And the online service that they had for it, called Super Meat World, I believe, was the name of it. And somebody said, hey, there's this exploit in it, and you should probably do something to fix this. And he was, like, very rude to them about that. And guess what? The next day it got hacked. So I laughed about that because at this point I already kind of thought that Edmund McMillen was a bit of a tool. But also, yeah, it was just sort of like, yeah, does the word comeuppance mean anything to anyone? Anyway, so let me double check the rules here. At least one box which displays only true statements, one box which displays only false statements. So I haven't found another key. And barring the possibility of it being in one of these keys, this one is probably false, which means that this one is likely true. Which means that this one is false. But, because I guess that this is sort of this is a logic puzzle that feels very similar to something that I saw in Castle of Dr. Brain, which I'm sure nobody remembers when I streamed Castle of Dr. Brain, but the robotics room and the three heads that are like, one is true, one is false, and one alternates, which sort of corresponded to put your directions in forward or backwards, depending on, but regardless, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to crack this one open and hope that I have hashed things out. Well, it has 2 gems. So I assume that was the target prize. Does it tell me what I'm supposed to win anywhere, or is it just like... Yeah, okay. But yeah, speaking of Mortal Kombat and the real footage Sub-Zero falling into pits, yeah, that's a classic. I enjoy that immensely. It reminds me, I still need to actually like properly beat Mythologies someday. I've seen it played through, but I'm just not good at video games, period. So, and with regard to roguelikes, I also probably should, oh yeah, I guess I can just click call it a day here. Yeah, because we don't have anywhere else we can go. We can just go in circles. But, yeah, speaking of roguelikes, I probably should try digging more into Dead Estate at some point. I think I mostly had fun with Dead Estate. Mostly. So yeah, let's save and continue. I mean, obviously, I think that anyone involved here knows that the only reason anybody does pay attention to Dead Estate, only 2 reasons, pardon me. Yes, easy joke. Anyway, it's time for day 2. Let's see. what we're dealing with here. Do we got to pick up the blueprints chart again? No. Okay, so we got our blueprint here again. Is this letter the same? This letter looks the same. I'm going to assume that the letter is by and large the same. And that one as well. I shouldn't be acting like I have perfect memory or anything, perfect recall, because... Yeah. Oh, I can explore outside? I did not realize that. Maybe there's something helpful out here and I should do that before I go in. I'm kind of curious how, like, intensive a lot of these puzzles are going to get, other than the part of, like, trying to hash out what is the most strategic choices in terms of building the mansion. Because that definitely seems to be part of it. Yeah, now I can play it and I can break it out here and there. This isn't going to be the main game that I stream or anything, because I still prefer games that are a little bit more, like, straightforward for that sort of purpose. But it's not like I haven't pulled out a couple of roguelikes here and there, and I am going to be looking into more Magic 97 on Fridays, because I do kind of want to keep with that Friday Night Magic idea, but I don't enjoy Arena, so that shit's not happening again. And that game is basically just a roguelike, too, in its own right, so... I did not. I'm sure there's probably one on Frankerface or something. I just didn't look for it, because I did not think to do it at the time, I guess. Whatever the reason may be... And I didn't make one specifically for this channel, so... Yeah, not the strangest choice I've ever made or not made here, but... Okay, yeah, so this area is... taking another step off, so I guess it's a separate room. Yeah, I need to actually, like, sit down and start putting together more art assets and stuff for the stream. I mean, I set up a file that I can use to, like, build my schedules and stuff. And also maybe finish out that VTuber design, / maybe it'll just end up being, by and large, an avatar of for the stream. Yeah, okay. Luckily, however, your scouting skills have been put to good use to fabricate a very respectable off-site sleeping quarters. You can return to the campsite for the night. So is this useful? Does this, like, preserve our build or something? And we can get some steps back? Or something to that effect? Ooh, it's a combination lock. Yeah, I'm in no condition to brute force that right now. Let's go find an actual solution for it, so that way we don't have to resort to such things. It's not like BioShock. We can't just shove a thing in there and it'll fix the problem because we forgot to find the right tape. Okay, nothing to do over here. That did take a step away from us. Is this more timed than anything? No, the campsite is a separate room, I guess, per se. Right, yeah, I've seen those already. I just was like, is that something that we can use to preserve our amount of... And we can't go that way, at least not at this point. So, back into the house we go. And what do we got going this side? We can put down a parlor, bedroom, whenever you enter this room. All right. Start a new day. Oh, so it doesn't... All it does is let me rest for the night? That is weird, then, because that's just like a thing that we already can do. Single ivory die. On drafting, you may use it to roll new floor plans. So, consumable, I'm assuming. Surely it's not a thing you keep forever. Greetings from Reddington. Reddington White of Blue Corp. Wait. Wrong game. I can't pick up the hat? What bullshit? What bullshit? Right, yeah, that's basically what I was kind of getting at, is that I get to pick once each time. Okay, what can we do with this utility closet? This might be... It's got a breaker box in it, so that seems important. Turn on the power in the garage? Okay, there's something interesting going on here, and I can't completely place... Do anything for us? I am not sure. That for now. I can't read that danger thing, so... Hold up, can I mess with this? No, that's just a... Honestly, that's probably pretty dangerous to try to fuck with, but, yeah, so I'm gonna have to figure that out at some point. There's sort of a lights out effect when, i.e. like the puzzle game lights out when you press the blue, which is to say that it toggles the others to that color nearby. So... Yeah, I'm just gonna have to wait for that. Sure, let's take the storeroom. And we get to pick up a coin. And there's a key and a gem in here somewhere, too. I'm not sure if this is... I think it's just interesting that you have it like this and sideways. That seems weirdly of some value, but I can't place exactly how yet. Okay. So is this is going to be the same parlor game as before, right? Yeah. This one box displays only true statements. Yeah. It's the same so far, so we pick up the key. I think I was expecting it to be a little different. The gems are in the true box. There's only one box in this room. This has to be false. There are 4 boxes in this room. That one is also false. That's pretty easy. Yeah, same basic idea. But I wasn't completely sure, so good to be certain. Okay, so we're gonna hit a point here where we're stuck no matter what, because we can't get any oh no, we can consume our dye. Sorry. It costs 2 to have 2 gems to have that, and the den gives us basically the same amount, so we'll take that. Plus the den has a free crystal for us to pick up. This time it's one of the yellow ones. I don't think the color actually has a real effect, but good to know. The chapel takes money from us. The guest bedroom gives us back some steps, so we'll take that. Maybe there will be a piece of information in here of some value. Ooh, there's a key ring. Spare set of car keys. Somebody is probably wondering where those are right now. Is this the same? This is the same letter. Yeah, so I think that the pieces of paper don't change very much. Maybe. And the nook will point downwards, so I'd rather have the east wing hall. Oh, somebody's luggage on one of those little hotel luggage cart things. Some flowers that did not really look quite like flowers from a distance. Corridor is always left unlocked. Sure. And we'll check back here. Can we put anything nice here? We can have a pantry with some free money. We haven't set down the lavatory yet. Let's see if there's anything of note here. And in fact, it doesn't seem like it right now. Well, you had a picture of a moose and a tag with the number 10 on it. Well, buddy, I guess too bad if you suddenly need to use the bathroom in the middle of the run, because it doesn't have much value. Anything interesting going on in the corridor other than we had some pictures? I mean, we know the other side is unlocked, but just wanted to check. Well, it's got to be the observatory, because otherwise we are out of paths. And the thing is already set up there. So for this, we get 2 trunks have been added to the entrance hall. Excellent. Music is getting kind of creepy. So we're going to take a bit of a hit in steps in order to go and check those chests, but let's do it anyway. Sure, let's use a key. And we picked up 2 dice and 4 coins. And is this also going to be locked? Yeah, it's also locked. Well, that's unfortunate. But good to know. And that's locked also. Well, we don't have access to a key, so we're kind of dead-ended here once again. See what that one. Okay, yeah, it's +3 steps. Yeah, I just want to double check that I haven't missed anything anywhere here. And you're sure there's nothing in the shitter here, right? Nothing? Yeah, nothing in the bathroom. Not a dang thing. So that is not a useful card, basically. Card, I say, for some reason. It makes sense to me, alright? Counts as a card in a way. Yeah, so unless I were to somehow figure out the fuse box puzzle, and even then, that might not get us any progress. Breaker box puzzle, pardon me. But yeah, so I think this is where we call it for our second run. And we have failed again. Oh well. So far, a thing that is interesting to me is that the whole sort of macro game concept that you get in a lot of roguelikes, where each run builds on itself, is not solid in the sense that it would be in something else. Like, excuse me, it doesn't seem like there's things to unlock yet. And instead, it's all just from you learning how to do any of these puzzles. That may change as we go, but so far, it definitely seems like that's the case. We're going to continue to expand out from here. And okay, there's a storeroom. Having that many keys is probably a good idea. Ooh, a sledgehammer. You can shatter padlocks, unlock trunks. That would have been quite helpful last time. Probably. Set up this bedroom. Gem. Instead of a dice this time, I guess, right? Yeah, because that was where it was the first time. Sure, we'll have the guest bedroom again, and we'll just have the one path we can take. We're taking a bit of a gamble with that. A navigational compass. Draw floor plans leading north more frequently. That is very helpful. Same letter. Well, we should have an amount of steps that should help us get at least somewhere in the game for now. Provided we don't get completely screwed with our rolls here. Oh, the game is trying to tax me a little bit here. Pick up an apple. Pick up our coins. And yes, once again, same note as before. Build a den. That up. That off. Ooh, key card. Yes, we saw that that was a thing that was mentioned earlier. That destroy our sledgehammer? It did not. I didn't think it would, but I just wanted to be sure. Okay. If we have the key card, we're going to want to be able to do stuff with it later, so we want a breaker box available. Check and see if there's anything good for sale in the commissary. Anything else of note here? Effective the first week of December, payroll for all live-out and seasonal staff will be managed electronically. As your attendance will no longer be registered at morning roll call, it is doubly important that you do not fail to clock in and out at one of the electronic computer terminals on the estate. 2 of these terminals can be found at security, where the punch clock used to be, and in the laboratory. Any questions or concerns regarding this process should be directed, as always, to our house manager, Mrs. Babbage. Terminal password, it's been scratched out. Commissary will be closed from day 12 to day 16. Good to know. Okay, that's... I'm going to have to... do that in a minute. Days 20 and 21. And there's an arcade machine and a cigarette machine. At least it looks like one of those old cigarette machines. I don't know if that's a thing that necessarily everybody is going to remember here, but yeah. And that definitely is like an old cigarette machine. What have you got for sale here? 5 coins for a salt shaker, 6 for a shovel, 8 for a sleeping mask, and 10 for a metal detector. Well, we don't have enough money for most of that, so I'll pass for now. Can't do anything with the water machine. That's unfortunate. What do we got here? Let's check out the secret passage and see what we can do here in terms of... Okay. Yeah, see, I gave you a little bit of like a vague description on there and a color name. So yeah, we're gonna pull this one and see if this will lead us to anywhere useful. Fortunately, the servants' quarters is a no-go for us because we don't have any other branching paths. But that would be quite useful otherwise. Anything here in the boudoir? That almost looked like a item, but I think that's just because of how shiny the top of the bottle is. I like how the safe is partially unwrapped, except for the handle hasn't been. That's amusing to me. Okay. Take this passageway option that gives us this many doors. I'll worry about using a key on that later. What's about up here? I don't need the nursery right now, but I could definitely use something that's always unlocked. Hallway. Anything to say, right? Doors in the West Wing are more likely to be locked, which we saw on that before, so I don't know how, like, constant of a truism that needs to be, but hey. Spare room, since we can't get the green area there. Open the dining room, and yeah, I mean, this is rank 8, so dinner is served, and they give us quite a bit of an explanation. So we'll take that and get our 20 steps. See, this area is actually blocked, which is interesting. I thought that was where we were headed, but hey. I was slightly wrong. The billiard room. This one was mentioned before. It has some sort of darts puzzle here, right? Take the coin. We can't take any of the alcohol. Can we do anything with the billiard board itself? Answer seems to be no. We can mess with this. You know, that's just to exit it, so we don't... Don't have a set of rules here offhand. Okay, clicking on the 11 does tell us the next way to go. 10? There's a hint on the boards next to it. Okay, so I wasn't reading it completely. I guess I was missing it. Plus minus times. Okay. So 1 times 3 is 3. No. Okay. So 11 to start us. Three plus 7 is 10. And 14 minus 19. 5. Was I misunderstanding part of this then? It's possible. 2. 2 times 6, maybe? 12? Alright. 17. Hold on. Better look at this. Okay, plus. Okay, so I think I need to reset this real quick just to get myself back on my bearings here. All right. Plus, minus, plus, times, minus, divide, times, divide. Right? Am I understanding this correctly now? Or was I doing things in the wrong? Well, it's 5. It's a 4? 2. No, I got that wrong. Okay. So that's 10 plus minus times. And then the number of things here gets to be a little bit more than I'm thinking about here. This is slightly off. Slightly off. Oh, okay, so I guess it was 4. All right. Yeah, the silver key. Unlocking a room with the silver key leads to a room with many doors. Head boy. Yeah, I was like, wait a second. Then honestly, I just kind of took a guess. Door's locked. Take a look at my map. I'll just use a regular key. Keep our special key for now. I'm sure that we're going to continue to be like, hey, not much going on there, but those two are lying, so that one has to be telling the truth. Yeah, that's not the black box. That's not the white box. This one is saying the blue box contains the gems, so into the blue box we go. And we pick up a couple of gems. And this, once again, bars my entrance. Don't step all the way in there. Oh no, this is just that. Yeah, I mean, I've got a couple of pathways there already, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do to actually get in there. I don't know. I was at first just thinking, just check on the other sides of it. I got a sledgehammer. That's kind of like a universal key. Right. I guess we're using the silver key to get in here. And this opens up quite a lot of options. Yeah, let's go for that. Although there aren't actually ways out of here, are there? The icon fooled me. Oh. Press the button. Oh, I see what's going on with this. I mean, hell if I know the order, but it's a place that you have to be able to get other ways too. For all I know, I might be out of gas here. Not quite. Locksmith has keys for sale. That, hopefully the prices are pretty good. So we need one for the other side there. God. Yeah, I truly have not been finding a lot of coins. Courtyard. Locked. Metal detector. Greater chance of finding keys and coins. Yeah, that's very useful. I guess we'll have to take the chapel, because that's probably the most useful-ish. Ooh. I probably should have waited to grab those. Because we're going to have to pay a tithe next time we enter there as well. When did that stop? It's locked. Darn. That side. That side is like all open. Orange there. There's an orange here too. Well, let me take another attempt at squinting through these walls here, and yeah, so this is the side that we're stuck, kind of. We can't really go anywhere there, and the last entrance that we have is locked. I don't believe the circuit box is going to do anything for us at this point. And we don't have enough money to buy more keys. Because our money finding has not really been super on the ball here. So I think we might be stuck again. But we did get pretty far this time, so... What's that? On the garage door, I guess. Yeah, we just had a... I probably had more rooms that had resources, but... I didn't put them to use. I'm just double checking that it's not just use the key card that we have, as long as we have the key card system set up. I don't think that's going to be the solution, because, like, really, that just flips around a key card thing or something. That'd be tremendously goofy. Yeah, I didn't think so. Well, this door is not very indicative. It doesn't have any sort of, like, anything on there that you go, oh, yeah, surely that gives me some sort of visual hint as to hashing out what I'm looking for. Nope, not a chance. Oh well. Wasn't a bad shot, but unfortunately, we just did not get there. Yeah, I think the only thing that truly accumulates per day are the stars for the observatories. So far as I've noticed, anyway. Excuse me. I think everything else resets. Ow. Yeah, we'll start off by taking that extra key that we get out of this nook. We can't get to that booth whatsoever. I think we're okay to take a closet this early. Oh, plus we get another key and a gem, so that's a good start. Especially the key, because those seem to be a thing that will cause you some of the most problem. Take the pantry. I'd like to just move forward, but we definitely need to be able to build some resources, and that still gives us a path. Take this bedroom. Is there something on the hand? Nothing on the hand this time. All right, I can certainly do that. I'd rather not take the chapel, especially not in a position like this. So, all right, we get a path over that pantry. Good. Good, I guess. I don't know. Anything nice over here? Breaker box seems important. I guess we'll do this stuff now. I mean, not the vac indicators. We're still not sure how to do that yet, but we'll do the other things now to make sure that they're ready for us for later. Observatory. That's giving us +3 steps. Look at the telescope. Triangle. The strongest shape or something. Over here we go, and... God damn it, we have to take the chapel. Otherwise we have no extra paths. Do we have... Nope. No pile of coins over there. There's a couple over here. Okay, so as long as we don't need to come through here too many more times, then hopefully we'll be set to go. Okay, so this thing, the parlor game is going to be the same here. It says the gems are in this box. It might be a lie. The gems are not in this box. The gems are not in the white box. So... Well, they can't all be lying. So the gems can't be in the white box, which means that one's telling the truth. And so is that one. So that one has to be lying. Which means I'm going to presume that I've done my logic correctly here and say it's the blue box. Oh, I can't bear to look. Never mind. I've got it eventually. Let's get it out the way now. And we got the 2 gems. Heck yeah. Take the corridor. I mean, the kitchen would have been an option too, but I didn't want to waste a gem for something I was probably not going to put to much use. Sure, we'll take the drawing room. That's a new room too. Got a nice piece of artwork there. Man, it looks extremely heavily faceted. Drawing floor plans. Each time you click on a door, you will draw 3 floor plans from which you must select one to draft. However, there are some items in rooms that will allow you to redraw if you do not like your initial 3 options. Okay, no other items here. That one's locked. That's about the other one. Can I get out of here without spending a key? I sure can. Do I want to take a secret passage? Yeah, sure, let's go for it. And although taking a drawback room is probably not our most useful idea, we have very few of those in our register, so we may as well have a look. Aquarium is every color of room. Whenever you enter the gymnasium, lose. Yeah, let's go for it. It drains us a bit, but I think we'll be okay. I want to take a guess here real quick because I see that bot. I'm going to refresh my emails, and I did not get an email notification from Twitch. That's why I followed. Didn't follow. Glad to see that the machines are not above not telling the truth. Okay, what's this direction? What can we put here? We can not afford that veranda, so I'm going to open the storeroom to go get a little bit more resources. And then go back into the gymnasium. We burn a couple more steps. It happens. Unlock. Oh, yeah, we'll trade 1 gem for 3 keys. And indeed, the garage is a new room type. Hey, everybody's going out to the garage. The garage. Well, ooh-la-dee-da, Mr. Frenchman. Well, what do you call it? A car hole. Christoph, this is the 3rd time this month you and the car have been gone when your services were required. I don't care how long you have been driving for his lordship, your absence must be accounted for. I don't know, but I didn't get an email notification of it, of the viewer following, despite saying that they did. And again, said gameplay while I was literally sitting on the main menu, which, you know, that's a bit of a tell, isn't it? Anyway, I was promised 3 keys, game. Did you put them somewhere weird? Do I need more equipment to get them? Am I completely missing where they are? Oh, did I have to actually open the garage door? That makes sense, though. I mean, if that's the case. Oh, it's the west path here. Oh, no, we can explore more of the grounds. Near the door? I'll go back in a second. Check this side first. So that way I don't... I was going to say, in case that was a room boundary, which I think it is. So that way we don't waste more steps. But also, I guess that if that was a real person, well, all that does is go to show you that the bots are a problem if I'm hitting someone that's a false positive. And that maybe Twitch should do something about it, but why would they want to do that? Ooh. 2 special items. Special floor plans now cost additional steps instead of gems. I'm going to take that instead of the root cellar or the other thing. And we got a metal detector. And what else is in here? A watering can, I guess. First time you enter each green room, use water to gain a gem. All right, so back we go. Yeah, I mean, again, it's not impossible. Again, though, the way that I look at it, it's just like, hey, this just continues to prove that the amount of that is a problem. And that Twitch should do something about it. Open the side gate. I can? I guess because I'm on the other side of it, right? Ah, all right. This makes sense. The west gate has been permanently unlocked. Okay. So yeah, there are a few like macro game elements here other than just the observatory. Good to know. Good to know. I was kind of curious about that because it's been surprisingly little so far. Most of the roguelikes that I've played have had a very large amount of stuff to unlock. So, yeah. Anyway, back here. Near the door, you said? Oh, near the main door? Never seen this one in action, Roundy? Yeah, oh, I see. They're on the wall. Okay. Yeah, so far it's pretty cool. I'm enjoying this so far as, well, just a concept. I was worried when I heard about this because I was like, that doesn't sound like it works. But so far it seems like it's actually pretty solid. I'm going to redraw here. We're pretty close to dead-ending ourselves. I would like to not do that, but here's our billiard room puzzle. Is this going to be the same puzzle as before? I'm curious. Okay, no, it doesn't look like it. So our plus minus. Yeah, it makes sense that it wouldn't be. Now the sum here is 7, so let's try that. Yeah, okay. All right. 9 2. Yes, okay. So that's plus plus minus minus times to. Ooh, this is getting a little bit interesting. Color coded. Hold up. Okay, so now I'm gonna try looking at these and see if the colors help me a little bit, because I'm not completely certain of what the color combination is yet, because I guess I've been missing that. Plus, hold on, I think that the 10 is plus, right? It's 4 times 3, so that goes to 6, 18? Okay. So that's 12 minus 8 times 4, 16. Let's try that. Okay, I get it now. I get it now. Kind of. Mostly. That is completely sensible, actually. Now that I understand it. You can't see the floor plans while drafting in this room. Yikes, but that's our only way forward. Okay. So yeah, can't see the floor plans. Oh god, my eyes. But keycard reader does not appear to be power. Didn't we have a breaker box earlier that we... Did I turn it off? Or did, like, the breaker just trip or something? Okay, well, time to guess. And that is the boiler room, or furnace, pardon me. Man, that dark room is mean as hell. That is a tremendously rude choice. And our only option here, we're going to have to go back and twiddle with some things, apparently, to be able to actually move forward. We may not have enough steps for this. Okay, because I thought I toggled everything, so I just have to go over there and retoggle, I guess. Turn that back on. So I should throw the keycard entry lever? Or just turn the dark room back up? Well, the dark room just sort of lost its lighting. Okay. So, throw that. I'm going to turn the gymnasium off. I don't know if that's going to cause it to not do its effect, but we're not going that way anyway for a bit. I guess it's just sort of a just-in-case thing. Okay, so it's just a one-time thing of it happens and you have to go back and deal with it. Okay. Hopefully I'll remember that in the future, but I don't know for sure. Okay, well this time we actually get to see what we're doing? I haven't had security room yet. Nor any of the other three there. So we get a cutscene for this. It's just unfortunate that we have no more steps, but maybe somebody left a banana in here. That would be nice. Yeah, that would help out tremendously if that were to come up. I wasn't sure when the cutscene ended or not. But look around here. Okay, stadium. Oh. One broken lever somewhere. Okay. Keycard system. Security doors or doors within the estate can only be operational. Set security level. Determines the amount of keycard security doors that will be deployed in your estate. Sure. Security menu, login and network. Oh, I don't have a password yet, so that's going to probably be a skip for now. Memos equal true, red memos equal lies. These are all blank. So I guess the one about West Wing doors being more likely to be locked is not true then. That seems like a pretty important piece of... Oh, and the other one that I saw earlier. Until further notice, the antechamber has been unlocked and access levers are no longer required to grant entry, but we know that's not true, so... Yeah, the terminal password has been scratched out, so I can't see through all of that. I can see something that kind of looks like an 8 there, but that's about it. Keycard access security doors are more likely to appear in the higher ranks of the estate. Likewise, as a redundant security measure, normal doors in the estate will also be more likely to be locked as you progress north. Okay, so this one... Use a key here. Oh, shh. I can't do that. So I guess that's going to have to be the can. And on this side, use this thing, and we find that we are taking the spare room, I guess. And I think that we just lose at this point, unfortunately. Yeah, because we have no other branching paths at this point. So I guess let's do this and hit 0. Say we did. Unfortunately, no last gasp there, but hey. It was still looking pretty good for a bit. We were getting somewhere. Getting decently far, too, I think. Oh, so it changed a little bit by virtue of, I guess, us having so many red rooms. We did have 5 of those, wow. Interesting. Yeah, we got that. That's true. So we're making our way with this steadily. Very steadily. Let's go check that out first. Important. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is that seems like a very useful thing. And again, probably a perfectly fine trade-off for a couple of steps. Special floor plans don't cost additional steps. Ooh. Shelter protects you from the negative effects of the next 3 red rooms drafted. By all means. So do we get anything interesting by hanging out in here? Just, I mean, I assume that that passive effect is like just sort of locked onto us for now. Yes, this is, again, very much in the sort of vein of an adventure game. But yeah, basically a roguelike puzzle type of game. Very Myst-like from a lot of, again, what a lot of people have said. Time lock safe, that's Mount Howley bomb shelter. Can't say. Anything useful? Say an unlock date and time. You can use any date and time as long as it's at least 1 hour in the future. Unlocked will... what time is it right now, I guess, is the... Is this using my computer clock time? The radiation levels. In-game date and time. Okay, so... Oh, open the Steam overlay. Well, it didn't show that. Okay. Emergency protocol will initiate, and all doors in the house will automatically unlock. Take microsievert levels 0.09. So I guess we'd have to... I guess if we really wanted to do anything with that, we'd have to jack the numbers up pretty hard. Yeah, that's the amount of radiation you kind of want to... But we messages around with dates and clocks everywhere. Okay. I gotcha. And then does it move forward in real time? Real-ish time? Real-ish time, yeah. Good description. And by the way, hey, Retro. So is there anything useful we can do? Oh, there's no plank. Never mind. I guess the correct answer there is no. Okay. Okay. I haven't been paying great attention to any of the clocks. But I guess that at least is good for this. So if I knew the date, which unfortunately I have no real frame of reference for, I would still be able to say, like, 10 o'clock at this point and possibly wait for that, but I don't know that that's worth it. I'll take this pantry and get some free coinage and a couple of steps back. Can't complain about that. And this way we get... let's take the closet. Oh, date on the letter. You're right. That's a good point. I'm going to go take a look at that real quick. After I pick up the compass and... yeah, check the letter. There's no date on the letter. Double check just to be sure. Depends what day we're on. We're on day 5. The other notes with dates. Yeah, we will hash that out. Take the bedroom, because that basically means that traveling through here is sort of neutral. By sort of, I mean, yeah. Spare room. Mostly because I feel like not expanding too far out to the sides. But that might not necessarily be a wise use of my resources to just go, yeah. Remember, you have all 5 rows. They're all of some use. Ooh, we'll take the terrace. Is there anything of use here? There was no item marked on it. But it is a nice little, like, open area here. We can take a look and look outside. Not to be confused with that look outside. I don't know that I would play that on stream, but it's a good game. And don't miss the green gem. It's a little bit bluer than you're used to. And yeah, what was I just saying about not wanting to go sideways too much? Well, take that. Yeah, Look Outside is a very cool game, and I like it a lot, and I respect it a lot. But I don't know about playing that on stream just because I would get so frustrated. And how much more time do I need to spend swearing on this stream, right? I do it enough anyway. And yeah, that statement remains accurate, but there should be some shit in the memo board here, yeah? Keycard at, yeah, it's that thing. It is. Right. Okay, yeah, we know that doesn't go anywhere because Termite Terrace is over there. Got launder currency. Let's go for it. Let's see if this is got anything interesting for us. Plus, again, just continuing to check out more types of rooms. Oh, I don't have enough money for that. They're all the same. Yeah, that's a very good point, that pressing north sooner may end up with you butting up against the key limitations earlier. Although now I have definitely made a bit of an awkward shape here because I absolutely need a forward entrance. Otherwise, we are kind of up a creek without a paddle here. And thankfully we got it. Does it last? Check one item and retrieve it on another day. Hold up. I can't view my inventory, can I? Well, we're drafting the chapel, I guess. And right, we're protected from that. That's right. I forgot already. Courtyard. Remember that those green rooms do not cost now because of the terrace. Anything in here? Go sideways. Check out this library. Might be something useful in here. Additional reading. The house directory is a great resource for information. If you wish to read more about a specific room in your house, press R to pull up the directory. That's useful to know. Oh, could you? And I screwed up. All right. Well. Oops. It's all right. The only item that I have in there is the other one. So I will have a look at which of those books might be of use in a moment, but for now I want to see if they'll let me explore the upper floor here or anything. Mount Holly Records. Okay, so this is just my stats page. Excuse me if I was making any noises there. I apologize. Mount Holly scrapbook. Hey, even more statistics. All right. Options. Largest purchase. Huh. Do we have a patio yet? I don't think I saw one. But all right. Okay. Well, we know about that already. Pump system user manual? Sure, let's go for that. As I'm just sort of like making these choices a little bit recklessly, but wine cellar. Give us a lot of... I mean, the gems are kind of helpful. But also, we'll take the weight room because we're protected from the effect here. That wants a key card. Sideways, that's locked. And this way. Take a guest bedroom. I am running a little bit lower on steps than I would like. Ah, good, we found a key. Oh, I could press tab to see more on the book form. I did not realize. Appears to be a broken lever. Well, perhaps if we can find somewhere to attach that, is what I'm guessing is going to be a matter there. Door's locked, just like the other one was up there. So, pop open our map. And sure, take the hallway. Oh, I see. I'm sorry, I'm not necessarily keeping up as well as I should do here. Yeah, so this appears to be wrong. But yeah, alright. Oh, okay, I see it now. Gotcha. I was missing that piece of information before. So yeah. We'll take the storeroom. Shore up a little bit of resource. We have a good number of steps. And the key could be quite useful. So we're eventually going to be dealing with the weight room again. But first, I want to go and see what I can do with the money in the laundry room. It is all the way around. Yes, I am taking a bit of a long route here. That's okay. We can take a look at this. And do you have any inventory information? Yeah, there's no other inventory lying around, so we haven't missed anything yet. Keycard system settings. It's at security level. Low. Change offline mode to unlocked. Oh. Oh, is that not actually going to allow me to do anything with that? Oh well. Try that again. Because yeah, it shows that it was showing the arrows for a second. There we go. That's what we were looking to do. But now we go over here. And show me what's the deal here. Oh, okay, it actually shows if I float over it. Cost 5 coins and we'll exchange all of your gems with all of your coins. I didn't realize that we could hover over these before. I just saw the prices and was like, yeah, I don't think that's going to be very useful to me right now. You know what? I could probably use the gems more than I could use the coins. Other one's really expensive though. Oh. Didn't need to do that. Right up the middle here. I just wanted to see which direction was further or not. Oh yeah, this one has a key card on it, so I can't do anything with it. Whoops. Wasted a few steps. Here's our last key. And hope to find... Okay, which direction are we looking with the observatory? That way. Alright, and the triangle, or the square, rather. The rhombus the rhombus-like shape. Gives us an extra gem. Sure, why not? And take the passageway. Which gives us a couple of options here. Rumpus room. And will give us a nice chunk of coins. It's about this side. You got anything? It's locked. Darn. Yep. Ah, they're two separate piles of 4, I guess. All right, then. Wow, get a load of this thing, the fortune teller machine. I think I got to put a coin in that in a second, but first, I do want to take a look at everything else in here. Got a record player here. That's either a 7-inch with a small center hole or a larger record with a very large label. Hey, do you do anything interesting? Or you just take my money? Oh.
And as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future. The image is becoming clear. I see a boy standing on a shore of white sand. He is looking for something. Something he was told he would not find. I see a black cat tied to a red flag. I hear the wind blowing, but the flag does not stir. I see a door marked by a rogue moon. A door that is always locked, yet has no key. It is the door you have been searching for, yet will not find. A lost room beyond the dark waters. What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara. Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
That was really cool. Like, even aside from the fact that I'm pretty sure that's actually useful information, that was just really cool. Okay, good. We can actually move forward here. And if I'm going to be able to actually go anywhere else, the kitchen is going to have to be the choice. Hey, what have you got for sale? Add morning room to today's draft pool. You know what? Sure, let's go for it. Let's see if that comes up. Oh, it's locked. Well, yeah, so much for that. That is us in dead end central here because we have no keys. And I don't have I don't see any more anywhere in the place. Security room is so far away, so if I were to actually check that for information, we would be completely depleted. But we gave this a pretty serious shot here. We saw some new things. Okay, I want to take a look here. Yeah, it's rooms with 4 doors are more common today. Right. Date on the library card. Where is the library compared to the bar? Or did I miss it elsewhere? All right, yeah. Book request form in library use only. Oh no, let's just click through. So we can change our requested book though. Shit. I accidentally deleted a message there because I clicked out of the window. Well, that's okay. At least I didn't accidentally click ban. But interesting, by the way, is like a programming thing that once you pick up a thing to read, it does let you do stuff like that. I mean, okay, sure, in the menu, but that's... technology's a little bit weird. Anyways, this is all just these rooms. It doesn't have any further information in here, does it? Nope. That's okay. I appreciate the effort anyway. I appreciate that you were trying anyway. I'm going to just gonna call it on this one. And then I'm gonna be right back and we're gonna take a shot at one more day. But yeah, back in a moment. I'm back, everyone. Yeah, I figured that it... I did notice a couple of times... Like, it said that it was a red villa last time, I think, because I had so many red rooms in it. I figured that it was sort of like a... Well, calling it a ranking system is incorrect, but... a projection of how you did and an overall look at your performance in some ways. In any case, let's go and check our bonus room here. Okay, we've had the tool shed before. Let's take the hovel to have something a little different. Is there anything in here? Notice of termination. Dear Mr. Ravain, half-hearted dedication and maintenance of the grounds have been greatly appreciated. However, I regret to inform you that your services as a groundskeeper at Mount Holly will no longer be required, effective immediately. I'll check the bed in a second. This decision has been made after careful consideration and is based upon repeated observations and documented instances of neglect in the performance of your duties. The state of the green rooms in particular has deteriorated significantly over the last few months, which reflects poorly on the rest of the staff. You are required to vacate the hovel by the 20th of March, ensuring all tools and equipment belonging to the estate are returned to the tool shed in good condition. Your final wages will be settled promptly upon completion of these instructions. We thank you for your time and service and wish you the best in your future endeavors. Ann Babbage, house manager. Check the bed. Oh, yeah, there is a thing here. I want a screenshot of this. Chamber seal. $7,590. Well, that is a date, but is that today's date? That doesn't seem... Well, the year seems wrong. Because this takes place in 1993. Wait, no, it was March something that we saw in the cutscene. I forgot what it said. And I was looking that up because I was like, is that a conscious reference to Myst? Because I recognized the year 1993 fit with it, but okay, it appears to be some sort of treasure map of sorts. Up to there. I wish there was a way to mark this on my map. Okay, I can at least read it. Was that treasure map the last thing in here, or is there something else? Sorry. Just because of the chat delay. Because otherwise, so far, I don't think I've seen it. Can't crouch or anything that I don't know about yet, right? Other side of the bed. Other side of the bed. On the bed. Oh, I just saw an indicator for a second. Was that for... That was probably for the paper. Fuck. I've missed it. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. So this thing we've seen. That's that. Shit. I apologize. I saw the cursor change for a very brief period, but I didn't see the object. I feel so dumb right now. Down further over right. into the bed? So I see this, and that sticks out a little bit. I mean, visually, not just in terms of, like, down for the right. It's not that. Oh, I thought I saw... No. Great. Not near bed. Not near the bed. Okay. Oh, we can do something with this. That seems pretty important. Okay, so it wasn't a thing to pick up, but it was a thing that adjusts something that I was gonna say that looked like it could have been on the terrace, but I'm not sure. Yeah, we can't cross the stream. See, the stream crossing would be over here, but yeah, there's... What we can do with that. Okay, it will stay. That's good. So I don't have to worry about that right now. Just, it's good that it's done. As usual, we would like to start with a key. Well, neat though. Yeah, I'll spend some steps on getting access to this. I'm going to assume these are all the same. These are, yeah. Let's see, inventory. No, nothing in a room yet. So those unlocked, and yeah, exit for now because I still don't have the password. Okay, which direction is this? That's just going up. Yeah, give me that guest bedroom because I've spent a lot of steps already. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to do that. I don't know if this gem is going to be useful. Well, I guess if we see a laundromat and I'm able to afford it. Experimental house features, you say? That sounds interesting. Can we irradiate the hell out of this place? Experiment setup. In the laboratory, you are free to experiment by testing and combining different mechanics to create an original and unique house feature that will last until the end of the day. Okay, what can we do? Enter... When you draft a shop room, when you spend 2 or more gems drafting a room, each time you eat an apple. Spread dirt on the permanently add 1 gold to your allowance. 2. Say whenever we draft a shop room, set our dice to 2. Let's go for it. Search logs. Experiment. No, we can just tell it to not do that. But and then again, it's a login, but I don't have a password yet, so it's still a little stuck. Oh. This is a lot to take in. Well, I guess 1 is plutonium, 3 is hydrogen, 4 is thorium, 2 is, I do not recall what. Wait, no, that's right below oxygen, so that's sulfur, I believe. No, not sulfur. No, I think it is sulfur. Pardon me. Fuck. It's... It requires additional power piped in from the boiler room. So I guess we can't do anything with that right now. Got here. Typically work over at Cinca Labs, but got sent over here for a month to assist more with the new turbine tests. I think I need some help. For the past 3 days, I've been unable to find the laboratory on the estate. Today was the first success on that front. Can anyone tell me if this is typical, and if so, how do you get any work done? Before I arrived, I was briefed on the way the doors work, but I must admit I did not expect to be excluded from my new workstation for the first week. Oh, yes, so that's just sort of world building more than anything. Okay, yeah, so... Alright, that one is sulfur. Plutonium, like I said before... I'm trying to remember if this ending point for super heavy elements is accurate. At least for ones that had been named by this point, because they had drawn up the idea of like, oh, well, these probably exist, but... Yeah, so I'm going to take a screenshot of that in Steam. And then, because it's faster than me just like drawing out the whole thing on a pad of paper, I'm opening up the image on the other window. In fact, this is basically what I did for a lot of puzzles in Riven, if I recall correctly. Because now I have to find the right folder. Yeah, give me just a second here to actually figure out where my shit that I'm thinking about is saved. That's not it. Right, that's another crab's treasure. I have to come back to that someday. I swear I will. Real bad at it. Oh, hey, speaking of Riven, that's the folder that has my Riven screenshots in it. There we go. Okay. Pull this up. And this has got to be of some importance somewhere. This makes me think of a puzzle from... I can't remember if it was Shadowgate or Uninvited. Where it was something using the atomic numbers of various metals to solve a puzzle. Anyway, 1 is Neptunium, 2 is sulfur, 3 is hydrogen, 4 is thorium, 5 is right out in the middle of the ocean here, so I need a moment to count these. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4. Rhenium, I think. I think that's rhenium. Rhenium. And then 6. 6 is EU. Don't recall offhand what the correct name of that one is. 7 is protactinium. I remember that. That's a great name. Great word to say. Fluorine is number 8. Number 9 is tellurium. 10 is radon. 11 is iodine. 12 is neon. Now, I'm actually not sure what real importance that has for us, but let's see. Our melting point at... I'm going to assume that I need this information for later. I just do not offhand know how yet. For now, we're going to open this sideways door here. Get access to some coins. Take an apple. Clearly, I should have used a different experiment for that. I wasn't expecting to find an apple. Okay, do a little bit more browsing and see if there's anything that I can view in here, or for that matter, mess with. Because maybe that'll be a thing that completes this a little bit. Yeah, because this isn't going to do anything for us, so... Effective immediately, electronic mail can only be accessed by the security terminal. So that's not true. That means that we can still get there using one of those. Using the other thing, pardon me. Alright, so I'm going to take a chance on this and think, surely we can't have 2 locked doors as our only direction at the start of the game. That'd be awful. Let's have a hallway. Same table as last time. Right. Parlor. I'm usually pretty good at this puzzle, but I guess just to be sure. Okay. The other 2 statements have identical wording. This box and the blue box are both empty. This box and the white box are both empty. So this says identical wording. That means that that is false, right? Right. So one of these has to have something in it, and to be honest with you, I don't know what it is, because this... Well, this is false. And these can't both be true. Well, actually, that doesn't really add up to anything. If that's false, they can both be true. Right, sorry, I'm being an idiot here. It's only that one is required to be true and one is required to be false. So let's take a shot with this one. And we acquire 2 gems. Excellent. I'm not sure if that's valuable at this particular juncture, because everything we're doing is... It costs steps. But we're trying anyway. And we can go to the laundry room. Ooh, Ooh, experiment successful. Right, we got our dice. Excellent. Now, can I swap these gems to keys? I can swap our keys with coins. I think that's more useful, actually. Yeah, getting 9 keys, that's putting us in a good state. So, like that. Which way does that go? That gives us 2 sideways entrances there. That one's locked, so we'll wait for it. We will go the other way first. Okay, sure. We'll set up the bedroom over here, which is perhaps not the most ideal positioning, but do it anyway. On a coin purse. Each time you collect 3, earn an additional 1 coin in interest. Cool. What can we put this way? We can... You can put a den. I think that'll be maybe vaguely useful. I don't want to burn the dining room too fast. Freezes your counts. So at the end of the day, they cannot be adjusted or used until tomorrow. Well, that's actually perfectly fine. I have no money, but... I'm pretty okay with saving the gems for now. Maybe it's a little early, but... You might be thinking, but what? And that's a good question. Well, now we'll spend the key. Yeah, we definitely need to use the chapel instead. And that does nothing to us because of our coins being frozen. West Wing Hall. Kitchen isn't terribly useful to us right now, but we'll take West Wing Hall here. I would really like to find some more of the bedrooms here. Just because we're pushing things a little bit, but we'll open up the doorway of this veranda. Because that's a new room we haven't had, and then I don't have to re-roll anything, but do a re-roll here. For the nursery, once again, we're really butting up against it. But we do get some points for that. I don't think there's anything to pick up here. Oh, there's the Red Prince. The children's book here to look at. It's a set on around made of rubies. And some gold, apparently. It's the only true color, it's often said. Oh, is it a cyclical thing? As I would expect from this type of game, I think. And those coins do nothing for us, but oh well. Here and ooh, a shovel. Looks like it could be useful for digging. Excuse me, I was going to say, do I have anything to dig in? Ooh. Found a coin. Unfortunately, not very useful to us right now because of our frozen assets, but hey. A worthless old tin can. Oh, well. Door's locked? That's fine. We've got plenty of keys. Courtyard. Oh, that's a key card lock. Package will be delivered here the day after drafting this room. That's quite helpful. I still haven't kept digging. No. Rock. That sledgehammer might have been nice earlier, but of course we wouldn't really love to go backwards for that, that's for sure. A turnip. Yay, we got some free steps. That is fantastic. And sure, let's take a look here and get this effect. Oh. I have to actually click on it to get it. Whoops. Now, if I could find some more bedrooms here, would be quite helpful. Great Hall. 7 locked doors. Well, that's interesting. Tunda can rotate. But that would kill the run instantly, so we'll take the red room instead. There's nothing of note for 7 here, right? Yeah, 7, 6, pardon me. I can do numbers. Swimbird authors never considered herself success. Because I saw that name earlier. Publisher and author detained by Red Guard. Question: Caleb Manning is publisher Philip White. Were 2 of the 3 dozen names that appeared in a leaked dossier, not naming them a person of interest in the still bombing. Oh. Insurgent Group RLCF. Call themselves the Children of Water. Ruffington Press was quick to dismiss the rumors in a statement, maintaining that the popular author and Mr. White were simply victims of an unfortunate happenstance, whatever that means. This will not be the first time the publishing house has defended a rogue employee. 3 years ago, an associate editor with the company was arrested for criminal conspiracy, though the charges were later dropped. Local author and popular personality Marion Marigold was announced a split with her long-term publishing partner, Ruffington Press. It came after the arrest last week of fellow author and colleague Caleb Manning. See the corner. Connected to that labs company that we saw mentioned earlier. Johnson. Priceless jewels stolen in traumatic Royal Museum hide. Museum authorities say they were alerted in the middle of the night by reports of several masked intruders seen breaching the south wall and brandishing firearms. Breaking the museum subdued the royal guard and disabled the security system. By the time the burglars had simply vanished. Although an official registry of the lost jewels had not been publicly announced, among the treasured artifacts rumored to be stolen, renowned crown of Rinda. That is very interesting. There is some very strange stuff going on in this game's backstory. Door's locked, that's fine. Archive floor plan, we can't see what that is, but we can see that Great Hall. Boiler room, unfortunately, doesn't really do what I want for us. Okay, that goes to the actual entrance to the next door. This... Oh no, there's a coin down there. Wow, that's not used. That goes off to the side. But there's clearly a couple of other doors here that... Alright, let's just take a chance on this. That is a conference room. Spread through. Unless they're placed in this room instead. There's a red note here. Safe code is 9083. So I would assume that continues to be incorrect. Can I reclose that? I don't think there's anything back there. I'm just curious. Ooh, a floppy disk. A floor plan upgrade disk. Insert into one of the estate terminals to permanently upgrade one of your floor plans. Slight problem that getting there is going to be a little bit difficult right now due to a relative lack of resources. Again, just hoping for bedrooms. I can't pay for that. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we're just kind of dead in the water at this point. I wish very badly that floppy disk would carry over to the next day, but unfortunately, no. Yeah, I think I got time to do one more day today, and then that will be the end of the stream. This is pretty interesting so far. Yeah, see, that hovel effect lets us explore a lot more, but we really needed more bedrooms, or I guess we need to find that nursery really early. Yeah, with no coat check showing up in our loop, we unfortunately were stuck. But hey, I know about that for the future, I guess. let's see something big here. That's 8 classrooms in today's draft pool. Sure, why not? Let's see if there's anything in this schoolhouse here. Some with the name Herbie scratched into the desk. It's being extremely old. Let me turn that. And that lights another flame over there. Yeah, sometimes there's that too, that sometimes you just have bad luck. I can't reach those. No, I can. Address. For the last 32 years, it has been my pleasure of serving as your schoolmaster in this humble little facility. Eager as it may look by modern standards, I think this was luck to see this small piece of Remington history go. Lady Epson, our Christos. Oh, is there no apple? Nah, that's a shame. I wasn't even thinking about that, but... Peterson... Sinclair. You're following in your father's footsteps. In building red... School and... Facility until the new campus is complete. March. Decision I'm certain he will immediately regret tomorrow morning when he hears the children running through his halls. Lastly, I wish to thank all of my students, many of you here today. Thank you all sincerely. My time here has meant the world to me, and if I am standing in 8 months, see you all slightly less melancholic. Yeah. On the other hand, an apple in here, I don't know how long that would have been there, but then again, that's true of any of the others in this building, I suppose. Oh, back in we go. Start off by branching off to the sides. Yeah, start off by getting ourselves a key. And a storeroom for more of the same. Well, more items anyway. Oh, where is the gem? That's right. Okay. Now, we can open the other side. Yeah, sure. Let's take the observatory and just build that towards the next instance. That and the nursery. There we go. We get this nice and early. Excuse me. I hope for drafting more bedrooms. Oh, unfortunately, the pool is just rotated the wrong way. That would be an instant rip run, but it would be very interesting. Anything here in the spare room? Does not look like it. Take the pantry, even though it's fewer branching pathways. Oh, yeah, this is just an immediate rip. This definitely destroyed itself very quickly. While drafting in classroom, you draft new floor plans. Time for each. Yeah, and of course we can't do that. So, like I said, it was a bit of a gamble taking the room with one branch, but I wanted more resources. Unfortunately, fat lot of good that did us. Oh, we can't do anything with this. I thought we could for a second. We can take a look at some of these. Yeah, it's good that we just got a new room added here. Let's see, and there's Caleb. We saw that name before. Nothing to be picked up in here. Nothing else to be looked at. Can't click on those. I can look over at this, and these are the exact 6 colors. Well, okay, exact might be a bit of a stretch because the tones are a little different, but you know what I'm saying. For the room types in the house. Which I guess is not really surprising, but interesting to note. Anyway, yeah, short run because bad luck, and I gambled a little bit too close to the sun, I suppose. Oh well, we call it a day here, and at least we got a couple more rooms. So small we didn't even reach villa standards. We ended up at just a bungalow. But hey, 2 new rooms. That works. And from here, I'm going to save and quit because that's all I got time for this evening.